Good afternoon, guys. I'm back at it again. I'm here today to talk about the filing the I129F petition for alien fiance. And I've gone through this process a couple of times. I've done it twice now for myself, and I've helped 6 other couples be able to file their petition and their fiancés, or for their foreign fiancé, to be able to get to the United States successfully. So people send me requests to ask me, what exactly do I put into the packet? Well, if you go to the USCIS .gov site, it'll give you a list of things that they look for in the packet. Me personally, I believe in front-loading packets to where you don't get RFEs, and therefore if you don't get a RFE, you're more likely to get it, well, as quickly as possible, be able to get a approval done. So for me, I like to keep things in a binder. I like to keep things in a binder for my copy, the copy that actually goes into the USCIS. One of the lovely advantages of having kids in the house, you never know when they're going to walk into your video shot. But what I like to do is I keep the things in a binder that I send in to them, but when I send it to them, I take it out of the binder and I hole punch the top, because I had seen in some videos online that if you hole punch it, the person that's putting the packet together on their end will appreciate that, because they don't have to go through and hole punch your entire packet. Well, what goes into that packet? I have a table of content that I set up, and in that table of content, obviously the money order for the payment, the $535. There's a G1135, which is the electronic notification for the USCIS to be able to notify you electronically that, one, they received your packet, and then two, once you get your approval, for you to be able to get that approval notification electronically. The actual I129F petition, which is 13 pages in itself, and then supporting documentation, the I129F supplement questionnaire portion, explanation of how you met the person. You want to be able to have passport style photos. I send one of me, one of the beneficiary. Birth certificates, I send in my birth certificate and the beneficiary's birth certificate, my official divorce decree, a letter certifying an intent to marry, and that's one from me and then one from her. Proof of having met in the last 2 years, which is things that'll prove that you've met this person in the last 2 years. Plane tickets, hotel stays, restaurant receipts, photos of you two traveling around and doing different things together. If your camera has the ability to do a date stamp, it makes things a little bit easier. If not, you can always just put it on the page where you actually posted the photos. Proof of ongoing relationship. Where that comes in is I pick select parts of our conversation, whether it be on Messenger or WhatsApp or text message or emails, whatever the case may be. I pick out portions of that and I send that in. And what I generally try to do is I try to pick a conversation per week. And it just shows the fact that you're having ongoing talks and that type of thing. Another thing you can do that's kind of neat, if you use WhatsApp to be able to communicate, you can download your WhatsApp call log and be able to send that in as well. It also shows an ongoing constant communication with this person to be able to show that you're in a ongoing relationship with them. That about covers what's on the as far as the table of content, like I said. And then all the other stuff is just the information that I listed in that, as far as like the plane tickets and all of that type of stuff. Copies of my passport, the passport stamp where I entered the country, the one where I left. If you're traveling to the Philippines, one of the nice things that the Philippines does is they give you this handy little stamp that you have to have in order to get out of the country, in addition to the stamp that they do on your passport. And then you need photos of the two of you together. And if you send in photos, you don't have to do as many as I did, but in general, it'll make the packet go faster. And like I said, the person looks at it. Here's a copy of the receipt for the engagement ring. That's stuff that she'll need at the interview, that the interviewer will ask for. But if it's in the I129F package, it makes the person that's looking at your packet believe that you guys are in a legit relationship, and it's just not something you guys did on a whim, or it's some made-up relationship. And they started doing some extreme vetting as far as these I129F packets as far back as like I want to say it was like January of 2016, and that was because the previous year they had found something like it was a pretty high number. It was like 40-something% of the interviews or the packets that were sent in were stuff that was based on fraud. And so they've gone through a more lengthy process to be able to make sure that people are in legit relationships, and they're honest about the reason as to why they're trying to get this person to the U.S. Guys, if you have any questions or comments, always feel free to leave a comment, and or if you have a question, feel free to do that as well. Look forward to talking to you guys soon, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. Take care.